Yes, yes. It's Tuesday. Y'all know what that means. Time for another edition of the best sports show in the world. It's time for sports for you on a Tuesday, y'all. Good evening, good evening. Welcome again to episode 41. It's championship time. Trade deadline time. March Madness time. I'm John. That's Mark.
Yo, what up with it?
That's Nick Freeze.
What it do? What it do?
On the board, of course, the Power Father himself, producer Ben Ready. Thank y'all again for joining us on this Tuesday night after the first weekend of the NCAA tournament, live on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that like button on the Sports For You page and the Townhouse Media page, and make sure you hit that share button as well. Tell your friends Sports For You's on right now. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button to the Townhouse Media YouTube channel. Tell your friends Sports For You is on right now. And if you're listening digitally on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Google Pod, Amazon, Stitcher, or Verbal, make sure when you download, you share, tell everybody to download and follow Sports For You. Lots to get into on this Tuesday as we're getting ready for another edition of Sports For You. We're going to talk NCAA tournament. We're going to talk NBA trade deadline, NFL free agency, a lot to get into. But want to start on a serious note. It's been a lot going on in our country in the last week. Since our last show, we've had not one but two mass shootings in our country. We had one in Georgia, where there was 8 different nail polish who were shot at, particularly at Asian Americans. Just sad. You're seeing the hashtag Stop Asian Hate because it's been a lot of hate towards the Asian community as late, especially with the pandemic, especially with the former president calling it the China virus, and now people have taken that and ran with it. And we want to try to increase the peace. Let's not hate. Let's not the hate. There's too much going on in this country right now. We need to share the love. And then yesterday, in Boulder, Colorado, a mass shooting in a grocery store that left 20 people killed, including one police officer. So thank y'all. So pray for them. Pray for them families who are going through this right now. It's just too much going on. I want to give you brothers the floor. Just what's been going on in the country in the last week is just it's just crazy.
Yeah, man. It's an unfortunate situation, man. In both shootings, man. For sure, we want to stop the hate towards the Asians, man. And the Boulder, Colorado shooting, man, that's an eerie reminder of when I heard about that, it just made me remember about the school shooting. Columbine.
That was horrible.
That was the first thing I thought about, man. So rest in peace to the victims. Rest in peace to the family, the friends. And it sucks that we have terrorism here that comes from here.
It's just sad. Nick?
Yeah, I hate seeing those type of news stories like that, especially something, that in all actuality should be avoidable. It's just, you should be able to go somewhere and not worry about it, about you catching a straight bullet while you up over there.
Hey, remember the movie shooting that was in the Batman movie, was that in Colorado too?
Yeah. Aurora, Colorado.
Sure was. But what I got out of that is, just make sure, you appreciate your friends and your loved ones.
Yeah.
Check in on your friends and your family that you don't talk to too often. Because you never know what somebody's going through. That could be somebody. That could be your family member that did the mass shooting. And maybe a simple phone call or something could change it.
100% agree. And then yesterday we also let as the story we talk about this sad news of all with these shootings, but then we lost a legend on yesterday. Wow, it sounded like we was scratching.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Sorry, guys.
We lost the great Elgin Baylor at the age of 86 yesterday to natural causes. For a lot of people who don't know, Elgin Baylor, if you follow anybody who talked about him yesterday, he was Mike before Mike. He was Kobe before Kobe. He was LeBron before LeBron. He was the first high riser in the NBA. Pause. He was the first player that played above the rim, no pun intended. Shout out to the anniversary of that movie. We'll talk about that later. But he was the first guy who played above the rim. He was one of the first athletes who dealt with social justice and dealt with segregation as a man of color, refusing to play after he was told he couldn't stay in a certain hotel in South Carolina and stuff like that. But people always think about his time with the Clippers as the GM and president of basketball operations. I tell people, go back and do your homework on this man.
Yeah.
The foreign blue to the purple and gold, that was Elgin. From him, I mean, some people forget one of the original big threes was him, Jerry West, and Wilt.
Sure was.
You think about the Celtics had
So it wasn't LeBron.
No. So you think about the Celtics had Russell and Havlicek and Cousy and Casey Jones. The Lakers had Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, and Wilt Chamberlain.
Who?
And Wilt.
He's not. He that man's a myth.
And they only won one title. And remember, Elgin retired 9 games into that season.
For people who don't know how good of a player Elgin Baylor was, his rookie year, he started off averaging basically 25 points and 15 rebounds.
As a rookie.
Next year, 29 points, that's basically 30. That's 30 and 16.
As a second-year player.
Third year in the league, he averaged 34.8, basically 35 points and 20 rebounds, 19.8.
Find the season where he averaged 20. There was a season they said he averaged 25 rebounds in the season.
He didn't average 25. I don't know if it was unofficial 25, but the most he averaged was the year he averaged 34.8 and 19.8 rebounds.
And this dude was 6'5".
Yep. He was 6'5". Actually, I think he was 6'4".
And there's only 2 people in NBA history who averaged more points than him per game in NBA history.
Wilt and Jordan.
Bingo.
He averaged 27.4
for his entire career.
And 13.5 rebounds.
Has the finals record for points in one finals game. 61. That record hasn't been broken.
LeBron almost did it. But J.R. Smith would have used.
And don't remind me. But I got the LeBron to the Lakers, so it was all good.
This dude, he had played in the league for what was that?
About 12, 13 years.
It's 14. Played 14 years. Went to the All-Star game 11 times.
It was a 10-time All-NBA.
I just want to know. You said 10-time All-NBA?
Yeah.
The 4 times he wasn't. What was
those 10 times?
One year he got
second team. What, second team?
Something like that. I think because one year he didn't even go to the All-Star game.
How'd that
might have been the year he tore his Achilles.
I think it was because he only averaged 16 that year, but he came right back and averaged 27 and 13.
This dude was ridiculous, man.
Yeah, rest in peace to the great Elgin Baylor.
Most definitely.
Legend.
And shout out to him being the first person to let us know about Donald Sterling.
That's what I was about to say.
Good point.
That's what I was about to say, man. And shout out to him,
and
not only as a Laker great, but as when he was the GM of the Clippers, him and Donald Sterling had a lot of battles.
And he won Executive of the Year with the Clippers.
He put together a couple of good teams that really couldn't take the next step because of Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
The Clippers are forever going to be cursed because of Donald Sterling, but that's a whole other story.
That's because they're from San Diego.
Another thing.
That's because Donald Sterling.
So rest in peace to the great Elgin Baylor. Well, there was a trade made last week. We talked about this topic a little bit last week. Well, we did. Was it last week or the week before? This Myers-Leonard situation. Myers-Leonard, for those who don't know, was the center from the Miami Heat who was suspended, fined $50,000 because he made an anti-Semitic comment on a stream on his Twitch channel.
Did he get traded to Utah?
No, he actually got traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder for former LA's own Trevor Ariza. And the Thunder had announced before the trade was official, he would not be joining our team. Mm-hmm. So Myers Leonard is out of the NBA. Peace.
Good.
Oh, Elgin Baylor was TikTok before TikTok.
Yeah. That was his nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say some other ones though.
Yeah, I saw one of them when Bill Russell tweeted one of them. I was like, how'd he get that name? It was Rabbit. Pause.
Oh, that's not the bad one.
Yeah.
Mr. Inside.
And Motor Mouth.
20-second timeout.
Yo, rest in peace.
Aches and Pains. That's another nickname. Yeah, that's another nickname for him.
What kind of names are they coming up? Well, that was the 60s, so what you expect, man?
He from 60?
No, the 60s.
Oh.
Wrong show.
I don't think nobody could keep up with Wilt, man.
Yeah.
But he was a one-woman. The thing about Elgin, though, as far as we know, he was a one-woman man. He was married to his wife for 40 years. As far as we know.
You know how that go.
That's the story. Well, we won't know now, too. But another story.
You sure he was sticking to it?
Pause. Boy, for those who don't know, me and Mark just got back from Vegas, so the stories in Vegas were crazy. But shout out. That's why y'all like it. Deshaun Watson. What is going on? So those are not, and I felt like we need to talk about this separate from the football stuff because obviously we have a lot of female listeners and viewers. So I think it wouldn't be.
Call them women, not females.
Women, you're right. I apologize. We have a lot of women who watch sports for you, who listen to our podcast. And I thought as four brothers, we can discuss the situation with Deshaun Watson. You too, B. Count yourself as well. Deshaun Watson, if y'all haven't heard, obviously he's been in the news for a lot of reasons. More so because he was been requesting a trade from the Houston Texans. But then news broke last week that he's being sued in a civil suit for sexual misconduct from a masseuse in Houston. And all of a sudden, this just started an avalanche of females coming out, women coming out with allegations and civil suits of sexual misconduct. As of right now, at 6:25 p.m. on Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021, the count of women who have accused Deshaun Watson of sexual misconduct is at the number 16.
Are you kidding me?
That's insane.
So these women have. You have Tony Busby, who's this attorney. Well, that's his name. Who is leading these civil suits against Deshaun Watson. Now I don't know anything about this guy's legal history, but I found it interesting that this guy is the next door neighbor to Texans owner Cal McNair.
Are you kidding me?
So you're telling me?
And Cal McNair is the son of the man who said the inmates are trying to run an asylum?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, and he claims, well, I don't know him. I just say hi to him. But I mean, come on, dude. He's the owner of the Houston Texans. And you're a big time lawyer. Well, I said, a big time lawyer in Houston. What? Sorry, forgive me.
Whoa.
So now Deshaun has enlisted the services of the name, and I'm gonna say this slowly. His name is Rusty Hardin. Y'all might have heard him. He was the attorney who represented Roger Clemens in his perjury case. He represented Adrian Peterson in his child abuse case.
Okay. He's
a attorney for the celebrities in the Texas area, basically. So he's going to represent Deshaun Watson. He calls these charges, obviously, there's no base to these charges. And now it's being reported in the Houston Chronicle that one of these women who are alleging sexual misconduct is trying to blackmail Deshaun Watson for $30,000. And then right after that news dropped, then these other two more victims declared that he sexually abused them as well.
Are you kidding me?
So that's why we're at the count of 16. I sent it to you guys in our group chat. What Molly Karam Rose, of course, the moderator and host of First Take, wife of Jalen Rose, she's for years started her career at the NFL Network, and she's a huge football fan. She thinks and that the NFL should at least, for right now, put Deshaun Watson on the commissioner's exempt list. For those who don't know what the commissioner's exempt list is, it's a list where players you're suspended. You're basically suspended with pay. You don't lose any paychecks. You don't miss any. You miss games for right now. Mm-hmm. Even if the season started, he'd miss games, but he would still get his paycheck. So the question is now, if you're the Texans said they're working with the NFL, what do you do with Deshaun? Obviously, they're not going to trade Deshaun Watson. Right now, he's untradeable at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Should he go on the exempt list?
I think he should, only because of the magnitude of the accusations and how many it is. You know, even whether at this point whether he's innocent or not, and when it comes to the exempt thing, honestly doesn't matter because of the amount of accusations that's at this point. And like you said, it's a suspension with pay, so he's not really. Only thing he's missing out on is basically football activities.
And he's not doing that with the Texans anyway.
Exactly. So he's not really missing out on anything in anyways. So you know, and like what Molly said on the show, she said, you know, if it was any one of them get this amount of accusations or whatever, they most definitely would be suspended.
Right.
And they wouldn't be suspended with pay. They would be suspended without pay, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So at the very least, you know, whether you feel like they feel like if he's innocent or not, he should at the very least be at that because of the magnitude of everything, and he really shouldn't be involved in football activities because, to be honest, this situation is serious. So this is a bigger than football situation right now.
When I first heard it, I didn't know what all being on the NFL exempt list was. I didn't know if he didn't get paid or whatever it was, but if he still gets paid, he just can't participate in football activities, then yeah, he should be on that. They should have been put him on that because what that shows is that the NFL is proactive instead of reactive, and it makes them even look better.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then even if his name does happen to get cleared, then you just you
follow the protocol.
Yeah, you follow the protocol. Everything is cool or whatever. But yeah, you should put him on that list. You should be proactive. I'm not with the whole theory of believe everything, but I am under the theory of we have to listen to everybody,
right,
and get the facts. And until the facts come out, then yeah, he should be on that list, just to show that we taking this serious.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
I agree, and I think, and obviously OTAs are going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. This is going to be if he does decide to show up to the Texans facility, this is going to be all they ask. And he's going to have Rusty Harden basically right there lock and step because they're going to basically make sure that these young ladies I'm going to tell you right now, just give you a heads up, folks. Rusty Harden's going to do whatever he can to make these young ladies look like they're gold diggers. I'm just going to call it what it is.
And that's his job. That's what he's supposed to do.
And Tony Busby's going to make these young ladies look like they've been victims. So let's just just be prepared. This is going to be a total defamation of character for either Deshaun Watson or these young ladies. So just be prepared. You're not going to like some of the things you hear, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Because what if these allegations are true and these young ladies' names are going to get thrown in the mud? Because obviously Rusty Harden has to defend his getting paid to defend Deshaun Watson. And Tony Busby's getting paid to try to defend these women. But it's not going to be pretty. So just be prepared.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, over the weekend, the NCAA tournament jumped off in Indianapolis, where they will be having the tournament for the whole 64 games, the Final Four. Everything will be in Indianapolis this year. They'll be in a bubble. They're in a bubble in Indy. Shout out to Mark. Me and Mark was in Vegas for this weekend. And obviously, we're going to talk a lot about tournament teams. North Carolina, God damn, y'all suck.
Calling out names.
Yeah, but but it was interesting. The Pac-12,
4 teams.
Oregon, SC, Colorado won, right? The Colorado
No,
they lost.
it's
Oregon,
Or-
SC, UCLA, and
Oregon State.
That's right. Cade Cunningham. Oh man. But
LA and Oregon.
yeah, go figure.
Who would have thought that?
And the winner out of SC and Oregon State, or is it SC Oregon?
SC and Oregon.
They have to play Gonzaga,
Whew, that's gonna be rough.
and
And the real number 1 pick.
yeah. Jalen Suggs.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, he was gonna take flight on that dude. I think his teammates were gonna take flight on that dude who pushed him on that final play.
That dude's a good player. He's very, very good. He's not number 1 though. Cade Cunningham got too much hype.
Yeah, but Suggs was
jealous.
But Suggs, at what he's doing at Gonzaga, obviously Gonzaga's not known for one and dones. Obviously, when Zach Collins went there, but he was one like a true one and done. But Jalen Suggs is in that category, like a Cade Cunningham. But we'll see how this goes. Let's pick some games. Obviously, we can see who's gonna win. We'll see who makes it to the Final Four. So let me get this scheduled up.
What?
Get the schedule out.
Oh.
We have to
I don't see. There's a pencil right there.
yeah, rather we got that, and then get the paper.
Huh? Yeah. We need a paper. Oh, I think I see one right there. Hold on.
Okay, so we don't get that. We gonna. By the way, shout out to the women's tournament going on right now as well.
I just looked at it right now. UConn is up 24-19.
Who are they playing?
Syracuse.
By the way, shout out to
And it's in
Syracuse.
the second.
By the way, shout out to Syracuse.
Yeah, most definitely.
By the way, Jim Hay, I didn't know Jim Boeheim's son was that good. He was it Buddy Boeheim, the son of the legendary Syracuse coach Jim Boeheim. He was basically making everything in sight.
Shout
Pause.
out to Baylor's women's team. They just dog walked Virginia Tech 90-48. Jeez.
By the way, Tennessee was eliminated today
They sure were.
by Michigan.
Shout out to Michigan basketball.
Shout out to Juwan Howard.
Yeah, both women's and men's teams doing pretty good.
All right, let's start with the Saturday games. We got this for the Sweet 16. We got Oregon State versus Loyola.
Yeah, Loyola Chicago. I got Oregon State.
For some reason, I'm going Loyola. Would you have fun, Mark? You go. I'm going Loyola. So this is Midwest. So this is the Midwest.
Yeah, I got Oregon State.
Okay, so we got the Midwest first. So we got Oregon State and Loyola, and then now the other Midwest.
Who you got?
I got Loyola.
Hey, is Mother Pearl gonna be there? Is that her name?
Sister Jean. She will be there.
They play different when she's there.
Yeah.
And she got vaccinated. She said she wasn't missing the tournament.
I knew she wasn't. She don't miss nothing.
They'll face the winner.
I'm going with Loyola Chicago too because they play really good.
They'll face the winner of Syracuse Houston.
I actually I think I might go with Syracuse in that game. Go for
I
the
am.
upset.
I know I am.
I'm going for the upset.
Boeheim, man. Still one of the. Is Syracuse a blue blood school?
What?
Is Syracuse like they're not in like the UCLA, UNC, Carolina, Duke, but they're
No.
like they're like the second tier, right? Like the legendary.
Yeah, they had some good players over there. Of course, the best player they had was Carmelo, but they've had some good players go up over there. They're like a I wouldn't say were they like second tier? You want to say or third tier?
Maybe.
When they were in the Big East, definitely.
I think right now they're probably borderline like bottom second tier, top third tier, something around there.
You got both of y'all got Houston.
I got
Yeah.
Syracuse.
You got
Syracuse. My bad, Syracuse.
By the way, Lakers
John,
losing by 26.
Nick,
Lord.
Houston. I'm gonna go with Houston just because y'all going with Syracuse.
All right, let's go over to the South region. All right, we got Villanova versus Baylor.
Villanova, Baylor.
I got Baylor.
I got Baylor.
Yeah, I got Baylor too.
Nick, John, Mark. Okay.
And then they'll face the winner of Oral Roberts versus Arkansas.
Oh, Roberts, they trying to have some Cinderella stuff going on right now.
I'm still going Arkansas.
I think I'm gonna choose Oral Roberts just for the upset.
Yeah, I'm going with the Denton School too.
Okay. By the way, the crazy part is Oral Roberts is actually a private academy. That's the crazy part. All right, let's move over to Sunday games. So then it was over the West region. Creighton, Gonzaga.
I'm going with Gonzaga. I want to get that racist coach up out of here.
Yeah, I'm going Gonzaga as
That's
well.
why he's even. I'm not gonna go there. We handled that in calling out names, but y'all know, go back and listen to the archives. And they will face either Oregon or USC.
You already know who I'm picking on that one.
Yeah, I'm going with you, Nick.
All right, fight on.
I'm not gonna ever say that, but
I'm not picking Oregon, dude. No. By the way, other facilities, but nah, I'm not picking Oregon. I'm not picking Oregon for basketball. All right, now let's go over to the East Coast. We got Florida State, Michigan region.
I'm for sure picking Michigan.
Yeah, I think this is probably unanimous.
Yeah.
And they will face the winner of UCLA, Alabama.
I hate to pick this school, but I'm going to pick UCLA.
All right, so that's our Sweet 16. So
who you got, John? You didn't even tell who you got.
I got UCLA.
All right, we got everybody going to UCLA.
So let's look at So now let's start off with how we think the Elite Eight, because this would basically determine who we got in the Final Four. So
we got Oregon State versus, well, me and you, John, said Loyola Chicago beat Oregon State.
And then they would either face
Syracuse or Houston. So both of y'all say we would go with who got the most votes.
Okay, so right now who based off the votes, how would the Elite Eight look?
It'll be Loyola versus Syracuse.
All right. This is going to determine who's the Final Four.
Let me see. Loyola versus Syracuse. Okay. Who y'all got?
And that one I would most definitely choose. I'll probably choose Loyola.
I'm going Syracuse.
I want Billie Jean to be happy, so I'm going with.
I know Sister Jean, but I think I'm going Syracuse.
Mm-hmm. You said Loyola, Nick?
Yeah.
All right. John. The next one will be Villanova. Well, we all picked Baylor, I guess, against Oral Roberts.
Baylor. So put Baylor in the Final Four. So
that's a dog walk right there.
Baylor's going to automatically Final Four. And then
Baylor versus Oral.
Baylor versus Oral Roberts in the Final Four. Wow. Who would have thought that? Pause.
The next one we have Gonzaga versus USC.
Oh, Nick, man.
Nah.
By the way, Nick Foster says Bama going to win the chip. This isn't football.
Nah.
This isn't football.
What do you say? Oh, Gonzaga.
Gonzaga versus. Oh, man. Gonzaga's going to the Final Four.
Versus USC. Guess who I'm picking? I'm picking USC.
Wow.
Let's go. Let's go, Mobley brothers.
They balling.
I'd rather see you guys win than Gonzaga.
Nick, USC.
Come on now.
I
All the way.
I thought you was picking with your head.
No, he's picking with his heart. This is Mars. This guy. This guy. All right.
That was pretty bad.
The next and then last one we have is it'll be Michigan versus UCLA.
Michigan.
Most definitely picking Michigan.
So the Final Four. Yeah.
I'm just gonna pick Michigan on here.
Yeah, pretty much. So how our Final Fours look, Mark?
Going off who got the most votes, only 3 of us. So it could be Loyola versus Baylor, and then USC versus Michigan.
Wow. That'll be interesting. So we'll come back. So next week we'll preview the actual Final Four to see how close we came.
Didn't USC play Michigan in a bowl game?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what happened that time.
Nick Foster said we haven't seen Alabama play. Nah, I don't rely on the SEC for basketball unless it's Kentucky.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've seen Alabama play. They got a good team.
Let's talk some NBA, gentlemen.
Colin Sexton still up over there?
I don't know. They fired Avery Johnson, so I don't know.
For real?
Yeah, Avery Johnson not the coach. Isn't the coach of Alabama right now?
Robert Horry's there.
Are you kidding me?
By the way, I was watching Good Morning Football. They did a Alabama top 3. That's cold.
Oh, excuse me.
They did Alabama. Who's like the best offensive, defensive player and best non-football player to ever go to Alabama? Robert Horry was one of them.
Wow.
But let's talk some NBA, gentlemen. And obviously, I'm kind of my Lakers are hurt. I'm in agony right now. The Lakers are right now. They're losing to the Pelicans by 26. But that's not the story. The bigger story was what happened Saturday during the game against the Atlanta Hawks, and LeBron James suffered a high ankle sprain. He's probably going to be out in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Anthony Davis is still recovering from this calf strain, and Marc Gasol is just being cleared to return from COVID protocols.
Don't matter.
Really don't.
I want to call Marc Gasol.
But let's talk about the LeBron injury, because obviously this probably means he's out of the MVP race right now. But the Lakers gotta make some decisions.
Shout out to Brandon Ingram. He killing y'all.
I know he's probably mad.
Oh my goodness, 33 points, 13 and 19.
Yeah. LeBron told him the dude was gonna be next, but man, he just had to trade him so we can get Anthony Davis. But I can live with that. But LeBron injury. The question is, and I think it's. I get why they did it, but I don't agree with it. You had people like Montrez and some of the teammates calling the Solomon Hill play on LeBron dirty.
That wasn't a dirty play.
It wasn't. And I understand why they did. They felt like they have to defend. They're defending, obviously, their best player. But it wasn't a dirty play.
Yeah, that wasn't a dirty play at all.
It was frustrating because you knew LeBron knew when he got up, he knew he was seriously injured when he threw the chair.
Yeah.
And players know.
You know, he at first it seemed like, he was going to be able to, because I think then he still played after that, right?
No, he played and then he was like, no.
I think he shot a 3-pointer or something, and after that it was a wrap.
Well, he went down, played defense, hit a three, played defense again. I think he realized he couldn't play through it.
Yeah, I guess he realized it was more worse than what it was. Shout out to your boy KCP.
He just got traded?
No, 1 for 7, 3 points.
I don't know.
By the way,
Are you kidding me?
By the way, he's been a huge conversation with my brothers in the Showtime forum group. Because man, I guess you're right, Mark. We shouldn't call this dude Kenny. But man, Kenny is getting killed, and I ain't talking South Park.
Yeah, you killed Kenny.
Yeah, his play on the court is what killed Kenny. You know what I'm saying? And obviously Kyle Kuzma's now starting, and we had to start a dude named, and I'm gonna say his name slowly, Devontae. His first name.
Whew, man, don't. Yeah, it's all good. Don't
Devontae K, and y'all see the rest. But he was our G League. He was on our 2-way contract. His name is Devontae K. Pause. So I said it quick. That's
bad.
Yeah, it is bad. Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
What run his numbers? Because I know he had it.
No, don't run.
Nah.
Show over.
Man, I didn't want to talk about it.
No,
but let's get to
don't run his numbers.
No, just get to the trade deadline. So Thursday's the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
12 o'clock, pretty much the rosters were set outside of the buyout market. A lot of names we've been hearing. I've been seeing a lot. Obviously, there was some trades that happened last week. We talked about we just talked about Trevor Ariza got traded to Miami.
Before you continue,
yes, sir.
Shout out to Julius Randle, who is destroying Washington right now.
Run his numbers.
He has 37 points, 13 to 23, 7 to 9 from the 3-point line.
Whoa. Say that again.
7 to 9 from the 3-point line with 6 rebounds, 2 assists.
Where was this Julius Randle when he was with the Lakers? Before LeBron. Now he wants to start shooting threes.
Yeah, this is.
Luke tried to get him to shoot threes forever, and he didn't.
Yeah, he is. He's killing.
My God! But shout out to Julius. I'm a fan of Julius. I'm proud of him. Made the All-Star team and everything. Has New York basketball talking again.
Yep, he's their hope.
And then who's the hope? Oh, that's cold. But there's not the trade deadline. Other than that, PJ Tucker was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks.
It's a good pickup for them.
It really is.
So him and his 20,000 pair of sneakers are heading towards Milwaukee.
Well, good thing to let you wear your own shoe, because, boy, if you have to wear shoes based on the Milwaukee colors, that'd be terrible.
Yeah. You probably had to, you can talk to Giannis about talk to Giannis. Or he ain't wearing no Chris Middletons. He ain't wearing no Chris. He wearing no Chris Middletons.
Well, don't even talk about Chris Middleton right now.
I think Kupos. I think Kupos.
It is the wrong thing because I know what the name of Giannis shoes is.
What, Rihanna shoes? Or you
No,
said?
no, Giannis.
Oh. What's the name of Rihanna shoes?
The Freaks. Pause.
Come out at night.
Yeah, I didn't.
Freaks come out.
Shout out to Houdini.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Ecstasy. But trade deadline. We talked about it last week. We thought some big names were going to be moving, and now we're getting close to 48 hours from now. You be hearing DeMar DeRozan's name. You're hearing Victor Oladipo. You're hearing Kyle Lowry. Now I saw a rumor before 2 hours ago. The Heat are really trying to complete a trade for Kyle Lowry, but the Raptors want Tyler Hero. I'm gonna say this again, Pat Riley, and I'm gonna let you guys say it too. I'm gonna look right in this camera. If you let Tyler Hero cost you another trade, like you did with James Harden, it's time to retire to South Beach. And I love Pat Riley. Do not let this happen again.
Tyler Hero's not that good of a player for you to even think that much about it.
I think it's more of I would have did it for James Harden, but I think now it's more of like the chemistry he built with Butler and.
Like I'm hearing now that they're talking about trading for Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm sorry, what is Spencer Dinwiddie doing right now?
He's not even playing.
Talking about trading Kendrick Nunn and some other players for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Hey, Kendrick Nunn getting shown no love.
I mean, he was good before the bubble. Then he had COVID, and then obviously people forgot about him.
Yeah.
So you're telling me Tyler Hero, you wouldn't trade Tyler Hero for James Harden, and now you might not want to trade him for Kyle Lowry?
No.
I think the Lakers should get Kendrick Nunn.
Specify. They didn't want to trade him and Duncan Robinson for James Harden.
It wasn't Tim Duncan or Dave Robinson.
No.
You can go.
Yeah.
You like a school
Peace.
teacher anyways.
Enjoy Texas. There's no state tax there. But
Yeah.
let's talk about also the buyout market's going to be, I think, it's going to be a very aggressive buyout market. I think Andre Drummond's coming to the Lakers. Everything you're seeing now is that he's here in LA. He's not even with the Cavs right now. And it just seemed like the Lakers probably have one of those, wink, wink, nudge, nudge deals. Once you get bought out, come on down to El Segundo.
I think I can see that happening.
What about which I think what happens with DeRozan?
I think DeRozan's going to stay right there in San Antonio.
Wow.
I don't think I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think the market for him is as big a market as people really try to make it seem. Because for example, they say the Lakers. Well, who the Lakers gonna trade for him?
I wouldn't trade for him. Buyout. What about Lamar? Speaking of the Spurs, what about LaMarcus Aldridge? There's talk maybe that now that the Heat. There's talk that the Heat are either gonna. The names on the Heat's target list are Kyle Lowry, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Victor Oladipo.
If Oladipo gets bought out,
no, he's getting traded. Woj said that. You good? He's getting traded.
Yeah. If, what you call it? Yeah. He keeps wearing his Lakers stuff, but the Lakers don't have what they need to make the trade for him. And even then, I don't think it wouldn't be smart to make the trade for him at this point. I don't think he's the type of guard that they need right now. The only people they could possibly trade would be like a Montrez. Who else?
The names you're hearing basically are Montrez, KCP, Taylor Horton-Tucker,
Gasol,
Caruso, but mainly teams want THT. They want Taylor Horton-Tucker. I think they'll take on Trez because he's on a 1-year deal, and obviously I don't think no one really wants to mess with KCP.
Nah,
but everyone's asking for Taylor Horton-Tucker.
He make too much money to be scoring 2 points.
3.
You telling me?
If the buyout market goes the way I think it is, on the teams, the good teams that need like a center or something, this would be the time for you to go ahead and capitalize because look, Andre Drummond's gonna be available. Hassan Whiteside's going to be available.
JaVale
McGee.
By the way, the Cavs only won a second for JaVale McGee.
They only won a second.
That's it.
Jerry West, please. Even LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge just he was the reason why the Spurs beat the Lakers not too long ago.
I'm gonna give you another name, Mark. What about my boy Chris Camillo, whom I do the halftime show with on Showtime, brings his name up often. Robin Lopez.
Yeah.
Washington is garbage. Obviously, they're not trading Bradley Beal, which I blame that on him.
Yeah.
I blame that on him. Mark tried to tell him even before the season, where you need to try to go.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's
Look, loyalty is great, but if they're not loyal back to you, it's not. It doesn't help. It doesn't. Your loyalty is basically for nothing.
Don't be surprised if Russell traded.
Russell will be gone at the end of this year. I think this is going to be the third straight year Russell Westbrook gets traded.
His value was getting worse and worse.
So, speaking of Russell Westbrook, about the guy he got traded to Houston for, Chris Paul. And Nick, you brought up this topic. Mark, why don't you get your thoughts on this? And B, you can chime in as well. Obviously, LeBron's probably out of the MVP race right now because of his injury. Joel Embiid's out of the MVP race because of his injury.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, as a lot of people are saying, this could be basically a clear chance for James Harden to win a second MVP. But you brought up Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Phoenix Suns are right now number 2 in the West. Monty Williams is going to get some Coach of the Year consideration.
As he should.
Now, Chris Paul's numbers aren't, obviously, they don't stand out. They're pretty much typical Chris Paul, 15 and 10, 15 points, 10 assists probably. And obviously Devin Booker's the star of the team, but Chris Paul has been there's something that Chris Paul has done within these last 2 stops in OKC and Phoenix that's took these younger players, he's got these younger players' ear and has elevated them from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last year now to Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. People were thinking DeAndre Ayton might turn out to be a bust, but Chris Paul has proven that he was worthy of being a number 1 pick. He was a good player, but now he's turning into that solid big man that everyone thought he was going to be when he came out of Arizona.
Exactly.
What'd you think, Mark?
Speaking of bust and possible trade or buyout, what about the kid from the Kings, the big man?
Matter of fact, I heard teams were calling about Marvin Bagley.
Mm-hmm.
And he's right now he's on the shelf. He had to have a surgery on his wrist. But I know there have been teams who called up the Kings about Marvin Bagley, or that Marvin Bagley's been made available, and there's been really no takers.
Okay. On the MVP thing, as much as I like Chris Paul, that's a really cute story, and it's dope, and it's good that he's doing that. But James Harden, this is the best that we've seen James Harden play. If Embiid don't come back in enough time, I think this is gonna be a clear cut James Harden MVP year.
This would be crazy, James Harden.
I'm not saying that he should win it, but I'm saying that he should have some. Chris Paul should most definitely have.
He's definitely gonna get some votes,
but he most definitely should.
All right, let me ask you this: should he get votes over Devin Booker?
Yeah.
Yes,
he should.
Because I think obviously, and Chris Paul is modest. He always says this is Book's. He said this is Book's team because he felt bad that Devin Booker can be in the All-Star game because he really
Which is stupid.
Which is the main obviously, he feels like Devin Booker's probably more of the reason why there's other success. But I think what he's done has just you can't teach intangibles.
Nah.
And the leadership that Chris Paul's brought to Phoenix, and obviously you bring that with Monty Williams and what James Jones is doing in the front office.
I think if it was Chris Paul numbers when he was with the Clippers,
it's not too far off. He's averaging 16 and 9 right now. But it's like what I said. The reason why Steve Nash won the MVPs that he did. Phoenix wasn't that good before they got Steve Nash. They got Steve Nash up over there. They got the best record first year, and it was pretty much the same exact team that was there the year before, except they add him, and it takes the team to a whole nother level. That's the same thing that's going on with. Coincidentally, it's the Suns again which is funny.
If that's the case, Jason Kidd should get MVP.
I kind of agree with that. He should have had. I know he's had some consideration for it, for sure.
By
But
the way, Jason Kidd was in the news over the weekend. He was talking that he was in consideration to be the new head coach in UNLV. Now they hired Kevin Kruger, Lon Kruger's son, the coach of Oklahoma.
Mhm.
But there was talk that Jason Kidd had interest in becoming the new head coach at UNLV.
That would have been dope.
Cal needs to talk to him.
Who's the coach of Cal?
Who cares?
It ain't Jason Kidd.
Yeah, exactly. I
point.
guarantee you Jason Kidd do a better job than whoever it is. But just off that simple fact alone, Chris Paul has shown throughout his career that if this dude is on your team, at the very least, you're in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least. Got it. Just off the simple fact of what he brings to your team. Just that alone. Because this is pretty much it's a similar situation. They made a couple of moves, of course, but it's basically the same team from last year. And Phoenix pretty much been bottom feeders the past 6 years basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he's over there, and it's certain situations that happen for injuries happen for them to move up. But the fact that he had them in the playoffs even before all this happened, and now they're number 2. He has to have some type of consideration.
Yeah, I'm with the consideration and the acknowledgement of it.
Yeah, I'm not saying he should win, but he most definitely deserves some type of he should for sure be, in my opinion, right now he should be in number 4 or or something like that as far as votes.
Right, I can see that.
Last week was the anniversary, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
March 18th, 1995. The facts that changed the NBA landscape for the next 4 years came from the office of super agent David Falk. And it was simply said, "I'm back." Thursday was the 26-year anniversary to Michael Jordan coming out of retirement.
Suspension ending.
I see Nick Foster asks, Aaron Gordon asked for a trade. He might help a contender.
No, he's not.
Did you hear what Orlando was asking for these players?
Yeah, they basically asked for I saw a trade.
That's what I thought you said. Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
They should be on calling out names for that.
By the way, Orlando offered Evan Fournier to pick for DeMar DeRozan. That's it.
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan value that bad, but back on the Jordan thing. I remember seeing the news and I'm like, man, this dude's back. I can't wait to watch. I remember sitting in front of the living room as a kid with my grandmother. We watched that game when he returned to Market Square Arena to play the Pacers. And then obviously he struggled. But then that year, he was wearing the 45 and he had moments, the double nickel against the Knicks, the game winner against the Hawks. And we can always talk about the playoffs and Nick Anderson. Boy. Don't poke the bear, ladies and gentlemen. What do y'all remember about MJ's comeback?
I think for me is didn't he put 55 on the Knicks that year?
Yes, he sure did.
But for me, it was how it ended, how that season ended, and how we just fueled him for the next year.
A lot of people got to also remember this with Jordan. When he was returning, he was still in baseball shape. Mm-hmm. And he still dropped 55 on the Knicks.
And some uncomfortable ones.
And then you think about when they started filming Space Jam, he said, I'll film this, but on one condition, y'all need to at least build a court across the somewhere on the parking lot, so I can still get my reps in on the court. And that's how you saw in The Last Dance that was him versus Reggie Miller and Juwan Howard basically having an open run during the summer over in Culver City, because that was Jordan's way of getting back in shape.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest is history. By the way, speaking of that Jordan team, who sung the thing about Shaq? That's the highlights from the 96 All-Star game with Shaq and Jordan.
Bruh.
Who sung that? Was that you or you?
That was me.
That was Mark. That was insane.
And by the way, that almost happened.
Bruh, if you would have had Shaq during that time with Jordan.
And Pippen and Rodman.
You wouldn't even need Dennis Rodman at that point.
And Rodman would have been a luxury.
Yeah, for real. That would yeah.
They wouldn't have lost for 2 years.
That started. So you give me a starting five of Shaq, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Ron Harper,
You're not losing.
with a bench of Steve Kerr, Bill Whittington, Luke Longley,
Who gives a
Judd Bushler.
We could have kept the
Jason
bench.
Caffey. We could have
I
had the
coulda
entire
came
Townhouse Media roster.
I could have been on the bench at 13
My God.
and still won a championship.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered who. Yeah,
Did you say Jordan and Shaq? First
Hey,
off,
A young Shaq.
that was Orlando Shaq. Still running up the court Shaq.
Shaq Gnosis Shaq.
Yeah,
Reebok Shaq.
that would have been insane.
did you say Shaq and Jordan?
Almost happened. Shaq considered signing with the Bulls as a free agent before he ended up coming to the Lakers or it was down.
Oh,
That would have changed.
Wait.
That would have changed history altogether. Like Jordan wouldn't have retired in '99 or '98.
No, he most definitely
He would
is.
have been playing.
So you tell me if Shaq would have, if the Bulls could have just came up with $100 million and Jerry Reinsdorf wasn't a cheapskate, you could have had Jordan and Shaq.
First and foremost,
I'd have went to the bank and got a loan.
hold on. Before you continue that, people tend to forget this. You remember when they when the top 50 players of all time was first made?
Yeah, Shaq was on there.
Shaq was on there, and he only been in the league for like
3 years.
like 3 or 4 years. So you mean to tell me a dude who's in his third or fourth year is already considered a top 50 player of all time already, and you're not even considering figuring out a way to get him on the team?
They would've
when-
had three.
when you already have Jordan and Pippen.
They had 3 of the top 50 players.
You were telling me you can go do a loan from take some money out of your White Sox account or something.
Look,
They three
I wouldn't have cared who on the team. I'm like, look, we got to figure out, get rid of somebody.
They would have had a knockout. So you would have had Jordan in
They
50. You would have had Shaq basically in shape for 50 games
They
in the knockout year.
They three-peated, which means they probably could have won 4, 5, and 6. Which means that Jordan probably would have had 9 championships.
It's Elijah Wan all over again.
Which
This-
means,
this-
which
this-
means that
I think this might be worse than Elijah Wan.
This might have been
This might have been worse.
because Jordan was already Jordan. Even he was in '84, he was already Jordan. But
this is
Jordan, Bulls,
Jordan was extremely established already.
this was Shaq.
this is nuts.
This is Shaq
This is what?
destroying backboards in New Jersey and Phoenix.
Bruh.
82.
Shaq.
They would have went 3 years
And
undefeated.
remember, Scotty missed most of that last year of the three-peat because of injury. So you basically have a big three of Shaq, Jordan, and Rodman. And Rodman, all he did was get 20 boards a game.
They'd have went undefeated.
And he would have been the first. Obviously, he was still the first big man to play in the triangle offense.
So
You would have had Jordan and Shaq in the triangle, just like we always talk about. We talk about seeing Jordan and Kobe in the triangle. Seeing Jordan and Shaq
And you know what?
and Pippen.
So Chicago went
Look,
72 and 10.
And you got to think about
Yeah.
it like this.
They'd have went 81 and 1.
We didn't even get like the Shaq and Kobe that happened. We didn't even get like
Prime.
it wasn't even Mamba Kobe.
It wasn't even like super prime Kobe.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't even Kobe dropping 35 a game. Kobe.
It wasn't Kobe that averaged 50.
So it would have been
56 points a
Shaq.
game over 4 games.
It would have been Shaq
And that
with,
anniversary was last week too.
with
So it was
super
crazy.
established. I done won MVPs already, defensive player of the year. I'm the best player in the world, Jordan.
With Shaq.
This is
With
crazy.
Shaq.
Hey, let's just say what if. We going with what if, right?
Okay.
If Shaq would have went there that year when that regular Chicago team went 72 and 10, how many games they win?
So
they don't lose. At the very least,
So I mean,
they accidentally lose 2 games.
let's put this in perspective. He's joining the 72 teams because remember he came a free agent
Yeah.
in '96. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They just won 72 and 10. So you're saying if Shaq was on, they just won 72 and 10, and they add Shaq,
Bruh.
and they add Shaq.
How do you not make that deal?
Jerry Reinsdorf, what are you doing, man?
That might have been the dumbest. Yeah, you got to walk away.
Come on, dude.
That would have been worse than Golden State.
Oh my God. So you're telling me, as Mark is making his way back onto the camera right now. So you're telling me you obviously you only gave Jordan 1 year for $30 million. You couldn't find out for at least 2 or 3. You couldn't give Shaq 3 years, $100 million.
Listen, check this out.
4 years, $100 million.
Somebody look. Steve Kerr, bye,
Judd Bushler,
bye.
Luke Longley,
Bye.
Bill Wennington,
Bye.
Jason Caffey,
Bye. All y'all are gone to make up for Shaq's salary, and we will find somebody over there at Rucker Park to join the team.
Scott Burrell. Are you kidding me right now? And Shaq admitted this, and I was.
Are you kidding me?
When Shaq said this, when he said this on First Take a few years ago, it totally didn't even register. Like, Shaq almost joined the Bulls. Consider joining the Bulls.
This is giving me a headache. Like I'm just having like
Jerry Reinsdorf, what is wrong with you, man?
I don't think certain. I think we know what it was. That might have been one of those deals where he probably got nervous.
Are you kidding me? I don't care.
I don't know what could happen to make you say no.
Nick, the Lakers waited to the 11th hour for Kawhi Leonard. You're telling me you couldn't wait for the 11th hour for Shaquille O'Neal? Shaquille O'Neal,
Who at that point was most definitely the best center in the league already in like year 3 or 4.
who was just. Come on, man. I don't get this.
That would have been crazy.
I don't know if he was the best in the league.
Well, Olajuwon was still
Elijah Wan was still there, yeah.
But
So
he was best- he definitely-
might have been like number 2.
He definitely was best center in the Eastern Conference.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Not even close.
yeah. It's not even close.
You're telling me you could have had Jordan, Pippen, and Shaq.
I don't want to do this.
Cheapskate. Owners. Pay your players.
Don't be scared to take risks with these signings.
All Shaq could say was no.
I don't want to think about this.
And you still have Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. Oh, my God. What's the next topic, man?
Oh, hold on. I got a question for y'all.
Yes, sir.
So, if a team has a MVP,
Uh-huh.
a Defensive Player of the Year,
Yeah.
and a Sixth Man of the Year, how is that team not considered good?
So the MVP had to be Jordan. Was that the year Kukoc won Sixth Man of the Year?
Mm-hmm. I'm not talking. I'm just speaking hypothetically.
You said MVP,
Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year.
All in one year.
Who was
Was that the Sixers? That was the Sixers, right? 01 Sixers. That Iverson was MVP, Mutombo was Defensive Player of the Year, and Kukoc was Sixth Man.
McKee.
McKee was Sixth Man.
That was good. They went to the finals that year, right?
But I don't like the fact of people say like that team was like just trash. Like,
well, I think when people say that, they mean offensively.
well, offensively, the team was built around Iverson scoring every possession, and then everybody else just stopping everybody else from scoring because they still had Theo Ratliff, who led the league in blocks that year.
And they flipped him for Mutombo. They traded him for Mutombo. Pause. They traded him for
Bruh.
Mutombo. Man, golly.
Yo, I don't know what got Najano in Vegas.
Say that for off camera, bro.
John tripping, man.
Next topic.
But to your point,
Yeah.
So they flipped.
they traded. They had Theo Ratliff was in consideration for Defensive Player of the Year that year also because
He
led
sure
the
was.
league. I think he led the league in blocks.
He sure did.
And then Atlanta was basically tanking the season, and Mutombo was basically on. They got Mutombo on the cheap.
Man, I don't get it. That team was
That team wasn't sorry. It's just
they just weren't good enough to beat Shaq and Kobe, which nobody was. in
nobody
that run.
was. And yeah,
Yeah, during those 3 years, nobody was stopping them. It should have been 4.
So you're telling
Six.
me? So you're telling me Shaq could have? You telling me Shaq would have? They would have Utah twice, huh? Shaq versus Greg Ostertag, huh?
Man, look, Utah wouldn't have won a game. Game.
nobody won the game.
Look,
Shaq versus Greg Ostertag, 2 straight years, huh?
Shaq probably would have won. Look, in that aspect, Shaq probably would have won Finals MVP.
No, he wouldn't have.
Jordan would have won.
They would have made Jordan win it.
They wouldn't have made Jordan win it. Jordan still would have been the best player.
So they would have double teamed Jordan.
No, they wouldn't have. They would have double teamed Shaq.
So you're gonna double team Shaq and you're gonna leave Michael Jordan wide open mid range and for 3.
Look what they was doing with Kobe.
Or Scottie Pippen.
Look what they was doing with Kobe. It's the same thing. That's the reason.
I don't get this, man. Okay.
I said that's the reason. I said I'm glad Larry Brown listened to me. I said how you beat the Lakers is you let Shaq score his, stop Kobe.
Yeah. It worked for the first game.
No, I'm talking about when they.
Oh, you're talking about with the Pistons.
with the Pistons.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
it was a gentleman's sweep too.
It
I
sure
know.
was.
Don't remind me. Hate the Pistons. You brought up this topic, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago with the All-Star game happening. about players, some of the best players who never made All-Star games. So I went through some of the archives. I found a list from Bleacher Report from last May.
My name on there?
We'll see. But here's some of the names that were on the list. At number 9, they had Sam Perkins.
Big Smooth.
Sam Perkins was very good.
He was a good player.
He's a very good player.
Huh?
No, nobody said his nickname.
This one, a guy that I brought up, that Nick brought up in the initial screenshot you saw in the chat. Rod Strickland.
Yeah.
Yo, he had mad handles, son.
Yeah, Rod Strickland was cold.
He was a great point guard.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving's godfather, by the way.
That's crazy. Too bad I don't play like him. Well, point guard wise.
No,
He most definitely better than every other aspect of basketball.
Number 7, they had Marcus Camby.
Hey, Marcus Camby wasn't no joke.
Marcus Camby was good.
Here's my question with Marcus Camby.
Uh-huh.
Why did we never get UMass Marcus Camby? He was always a great defensive player, but we never got the offensive player in Marcus Camby that we saw at UMass.
Because Iverson dunked on him in college and in the pros.
Because
You think that's why? By the way, that draft was sick.
yeah, it was. It was one of those things where, sometimes like they say like the it takes the bigs pause the longest to adjust to the league. So maybe the offensive game that he had up over there in college really never translated well to the NBA, which it didn't. But his defense most definitely transferred over, and he actually got 1,000 times better on defense.
That's what I'm about to say. I think his niche in the NBA was defense, and he became really great at that. And so he just
won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things you got to figure when you in the league. You got to figure out what you're good at and just go on from there.
Somebody else was better than Draymond Green.
Don't worry, but we're gonna get into that topic. Jason Terry, number 6.
Jet, he was in Vegas.
He was?
We saw him.
By the way, Marcus Lee was on my flight.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Vegas too. Shout out.
USC.
Jason, number 5, Ron Harper.
Y'all might be too young to know about Cleveland.
And that's the picture they have. They have Cleveland Ron Harper.
Y'all know about Ron Harper before he got hurt. Y'all knew about him when he was with Chicago.
Watch y'all got put on game.
You got put on from where?
Huh?
Oh, okay. But Ron Harper was great when he was in Chicago. I mean, when he was in Cleveland.
Yeah, he was putting up 23, 24
Mm-hmm.
games. I mean, he was brought up over there to basically be their other scorer at first before Jordan was like, hey, I'm back, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to play the Jordan role with the scoring.
And then he fell right into a great point guard role.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Number 4, they have Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom, he has so much potential.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite Lakers, just teammates.
Yeah.
But man, it's obviously there was so much you wanted to see more of Lamar, but he was probably just one of those really. He had superstar talent, but he was just his personality. He was just a really good role player.
And there was some stuff that you probably shouldn't talk about on camera, but
Yeah.
He had his
demons.
He had his demons. But even there, just growing up, even when he was at Rhode Island, when he got to the league, and he figured, obviously, Nick knows with the Clippers, he had his issues with substance abuse then. I don't know what happened when he got to the Miami and the Lakers. It cleaned up, but now obviously he got out the league and we saw the stuff he's went through. I'm just glad he's on this side. He's on this side of the ground.
Yeah, that's very good. I think he's also one of those players that never really got an opportunity to really establish his own team for a very long time. That's probably another thing as well, because even while he was over there with the Clippers, it was Elton Brand. Elton Brand was the man.
Right. Number 3, they got Richard Jefferson.
that's because of Jason Kidd.
Pretty much.
Well, this was before
in San Antonio,
and this was before the All-Star game. So this was last year. They had Mike Conley number 2 on this list.
I can. Well, he made the All-Star game this year, but before this year, I understand that.
And
yeah,
this one's, but the number 1 person on this list they had, and I didn't even know this dude never made an All-Star team. Cedric Cornbread Maxwell. I hate him.
You never made an All-Star?
No.
I mean, when you over there with Robert Parrish and McHale and all them over
when
there,
you got
Tiny Archibald,
Finals MVP is a Finals MVP, dude. I hate that. Hate Cornbread
against the
Maxwell.
Lakers, huh?
Yeah, I hate Cornbread Maxwell. Hate him. Hate ML Carr.
anybody with a Celtic uniform pretty much is a wrap.
Yeah, I respect Larry Joe. I respect Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Red Auerbach, but I just still hate the Celtics.
Paul Pierce.
By the way, I was watching Channel 2 last night. Meta was he was being a guest analyst with Jim Hill. He was like, I know Paul Pierce is mad at Kansas. I know Paul Pierce is probably mad right now watching Kansas.
Oh yeah, I ain't lying. They got dogged out. Shout out to SC.
So let's move over to the NFL. We are because it is another anniversary. 1 year, I'll call this Brady to the Bucks 1 year later. A year ago, around this time, Tom Brady made the decision to leave New England, or basically was not told he was not be returning, and signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the rest is Super Bowl 55 history. When became the first quarterback to lead his team to a Super Bowl in their home stadium. Won the Super Bowl MVP, just got a new contract, and now they've re-signed pretty much all the players they need to, except right now they're still waiting to see what happens with Sue and Antonio Brown.
Hey, you know what I like about that?
What's that?
They said that when Tampa Bay scored, they couldn't let off the.
Yeah,
I hated that.
that's
No,
whack.
no. And I'm gonna say this for a person who had his team suffer multiple losses like that in the Super Bowl, especially more recently when the Broncos played the Seahawks. No, you're not supposed to let your foot off the gas.
Or most of the time, John Elway was there.
Or whenever we wore orange in the Super Bowl, we just lost.
Of course.
Yeah.
But we wore white, we won. Or blue.
Shout out to Terrell Davis.
Yes.
Saved John Elway's legacy.
Sure did. In his hometown of San Diego.
It sure did.
Don't wear orange.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And an orange crush.
But Tom Brady 1 year later now as a Buck.
He said he got what?
No, he signed 1 year later. Just think about this crazy. Tom Brady is on a different team, and he went first year, led the team to the Super Bowl. But everyone thought he was done. Yeah, Max Kellerman for 4 years saying he's going to fall off the cliff.
I mean, shoot, they did everything in their power to make sure that they did win. They made all the right moves to make sure that they even if it was something that wouldn't, like, let's say, for example, like even with getting Antonio Brown, it's like, okay, if Mike Evans is having a bad game, we still got Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin got a bad game, guess what? We got Antonio Brown.
And Chris Godwin signed the franchise tag.
As he should.
Look
at him, O.J. Howard got hurt. It probably would have been worse.
Here's the crazy part. Every person that scored a touchdown was a person that came to the team after Brady. Mm-hmm. Gronk, Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette.
Has Fournette signed anybody yet?
No. And the talk is that he was either going to sign with the Chiefs or the Seahawks and the Patriots were interested. Now the Seahawks re-signed Chris Carson. Maybe that might make Russell Wilson happy, but he seemed happy for that he got his contract, but I don't know.
I always felt like Leonard Fournette got drafted by the wrong team.
Well, he got drafted by Jacksonville.
I felt like he should have got drafted by Carolina.
I did too.
That like him over there at Carolina would have been perfect for Cam Newton. Don't get me wrong, Christian McCaffrey may be the better running back, but for that system, it was most definitely Leonard Fournette should have.
I wanted Christian McCaffrey in Denver.
I think anybody that was a Denver fan wanted him to be in Denver.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, why we didn't trade up? By the way, shout out our GM George Payton did a great job. We'll get into that in a minute. But now that we look at a full year that Brady being now with Tampa Bay, now they're going into the season as defending champions.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think his mind state is going to be when he steps into camp this season? Like he obviously he still has that hunger for more.
That album was dope.
Shout out to Banks. But do you think he lets off the gas a little bit?
No. I think he won 10.
So right now he's at 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means he needs to win another 3.
I think he wants 10.
Wow. If he gets 10, then you start to wondering, is he one of the greatest athletes of all? Well, he's not one of the greatest athletes of all time, but then people are going to start wondering, is he going to be on the Mount Rushmore of greatest athletes if he gets to?
You can't. It's all according to what you consider. Like when you say athlete, what do you consider? Because he's most definitely one of the best winners in sports. Most definitely. There's no doubt about that at all. He's most definitely that.
But I think that's why he won it, because that's a record that I don't think nobody's going to beat.
Wow, we got some breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Who I signed with?
Sounds like the Toronto Raptors are shopping both Kyle Lowry and Norman Powell.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
By the way, so Norman Powell's like he's going to be on the move, but it looks like they're discussing deals with multiple teams for both of those guys. So let's keep our eye on that. Any deal can break while we're on the show. Let's talk free agency in the NFL.
Sorry, but UConn starting to hit the freeway against Syracuse.
What's the score?
52-32.
Yeah, Gino's back.
Pretty much.
Let's look at the free agency. Who do you guys think were the big? Give me a team who won free agency to you. Let's start with you, Mark. Who team that won? And let me be clear, we're leaving our teams out of this discussion because we're going to definitely discuss them in a totally positive and negative.
We can leave them out.
We'll discuss them. We'll say
we're not talk about our teams right now.
Oh,
exactly.
I about to say Buffalo won when they signed the punter.
Who won free agency? Who
New
won?
England.
You got
New England. No, without a doubt.
New England.
Not even just the fact of like the amount of players that they signed. The players that they signed, they're all good players, and I can see where each player can fit into the scheme of what they do in New England. That's the thing I always said about New England. They always say New England don't sign the flashy free agents; they sign the right ones, and they do. So far, you know they signed what's his name? Juno Smith.
Jono Smith
and Hunter Henry. So now Josh McDaniels go ahead and dust off the old Gronk and Aaron Hernandez playbook, so he can start using that again if he really wanted to.
Well, not really, because his quarterback not accurate.
He can throw the he can't throw outside the hashes.
We don't think he's accurate inside the hashes neither.
They signed Nelson Aguilar.
But I think they go draft the quarterback.
I think they are too. You know they re-signed Cam. What else? They got Matthew Judon. They brought back Kyle Van Noy. Who else they brought up over there? They brought in
Kendrick Warren and Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah, those they weren't.
Not like you said, not flashy.
They're not flashy, but I can
Just the
see
right ones.
just the right free agent signings. And I think Kendrick Bourne is actually the better signing than Aguilar, in my opinion.
I think so too.
I thought what the Bucks did was genius because you hear a lot of teams say we're bringing the band back together, but then teams really never do. But they re-signed. They started off first by getting a good deal done with Levante David, 2 years, 25, which gave them the money. Then they got Brady's extension, which gave them the money to go re-sign Shaq Barrett. The franchise tag Chris Godwin.
We have to give Brady his props for that too.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, for him, it's all about winning. He gonna get money. I mean, his wife is a supermodel. He's an international star. So he doesn't. When you're at that status, it's just like with LeBron. You could take pay cuts in your salary in order to help your team because it's not really gonna hurt you that much in the long run. Because in the long run, you're gonna win. And you still get money anyway because you get bonuses when you win.
But the thing with Brady is it's not his first year doing it. He was doing it all the time in New England.
I know. That's what he do. Let me see that.
And then what else? Oh, I said brought back Gronk. Chris Godwin signed on the franchise tag. Now they're just wondering if Sue and AB wants to come back and at what price.
And I can't wait for them to trade Godwin for OBJ.
I think that's gonna happen too.
Boy, if that happens,
because that's who Brady really wants. He really wants Odell on his team.
I think he wants his receivers to be Evans, OBJ, and Antonio Brown.
No, he likes what's old boy that's over there?
The little speed dude.
Yeah.
Scotty Miller.
Scotty. Yeah, he likes him too.
Oh no, he's gonna be on the team.
Yeah,
he's just come in on certain plays like when he playing against.
He's like he got that Danny Amendola roll up over there.
Yeah, but he's actually fast.
Yeah, he's very fast.
He'll come in when they play against teams like Green Bay. I don't know how you let that happen at the end of the first half, but okay.
So, by the way, do you think he's really gonna race Tyreek Hill?
Who, Tom Brady?
No. What's his name?
Scotty Miller.
He said he can race Tyreek Hill.
Yes, he can race.
Yes, he can.
And so,
I think I'm not saying he's gonna win, but I'm not saying it's just gonna be just Tyreek Hill is gonna dust him because he most definitely got wheels. Most definitely.
Who are the losers? And leave your teams out of this. We're saving that as a separate topic. Leave your teams out of this.
The loser is I think it's a couple of them.
I think
keeping our teams out of this one. B.
Our team can be a loser and still be better than the Chargers. I think Kansas City.
Wow.
when they did,
That's foul.
when they didn't they not sign two of their offensive linemen?
They released Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz, and they gave.
And they overpaid for a guard.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
And their problem in the Super Bowl was what?
They didn't have either one of their tackles,
And
one and their left guard. 3/5 of their O-line did not play in the Super Bowl.
I don't want to hear nothing about offensive line.
So you release.
I'll talk about that later.
So you release.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
So you release offensive linemen when your problem in the Super Bowl was
The two offensive linemen
And
that
then
didn't play, y'all got rid of.
And you gave $80 million to a guard. Nothing against Joe Tooney as a player because he's good at it. What we got breaking news, B?
What happened?
Oh yeah, that's not breaking. Yeah, he went to the Eagles.
He's back in his hometown of Philly.
Flacco.
He's a backup for Jalen Hurts.
Trash.
Hey,
That sums up his career.
so
I think who's all right, the biggest loser so far. I want to say the Texans, they for sure lost a lot too. Even outside of, they didn't even attempt to even keep Will Fuller up over there. They just decided to let him walk away.
Who, Buffalo?
no, he went to Miami for 1 year, $10 million.
Yeah.
Buffalo let him go too.
The team I thought that lost was the Chicago Bears.
Oh yeah, they're the biggest losers for sure.
No, they're not. They won
How?
because they don't have Mitchell Trubisky. And guess who got?
We're saving that. No, they lost because they paid Andy Dalton $10 million. They basically told Andy Dalton, you're going to be the starting quarterback. And the draft hasn't. I mean, so you're telling me now, if y'all was to trade up in the draft and either Justin Fields or Trey Lance is available,
They're not going to draft them.
you're not going to draft him. You're going to go into this season with Andy Dalton on a 1 year on a prove it contract.
Yep. Yeah, but see,
And you missed out on Kenny Galladay.
I'm not really mad at Chicago because they did make a really solid push for
I
for
agree.
Russell Wilson.
I agree there.
It's just Seattle would have took a big cap hit if they would have traded him. So they
And the players that they said they were going to trade him for was Akeem Hicks, Kyle Fuller, who's now a Bronco. We'll get into that in a minute. And
Oh,
three
y'all signed
first.
him?
Yes.
That's a good signing.
So yeah. But I thought the Bears were the biggest losers. Shout out to Fat, but obviously, but you can't force the team to trade you Russell Wilson. So I understand that. Let's talk about our squads now. I'll start to seem like I have to be the positive one of the group. I like what our new GM George Payton has done so far. Obviously, we just signed Kyle Fuller over the weekend. We signed Justice Simmons on Friday, which was thank you for doing what John Elway didn't do. We re-signed Kareem Jackson. We bringing Von Miller back, and then obviously I didn't want to see Philip Lindsay go, but obviously I get it. They're more committed to Melvin Gordon. They're more committed to Melvin Gordon. It is what it is. Not even gonna go there.
Did the other Melvin Gordon signed with Kansas City yet?
No. I think what's going on with him is a lot of teams are because I know we were very close to signing him, but what happened was I don't think we trusted his injury.
Who?
Gordon.
Oh, and then by the way, the Chiefs released Damian Williams. So I like what we did there, and obviously we're getting Juwan James back, so we finally have a complete O line. It's time to figure out what we're gonna do a quarterback.
Offensive line.
It's time we're gonna do a quarterback. Is it gonna be Drew Lock or not? Our defense is straight. Our front seven, I love it. Secondary, love it. I'm in the Ronald Darby deal. Yeah, a lot of people thought maybe he overpaid a little bit.
I think he overpaid.
Yeah, but obviously, every mock draft has us drafting the quarterback, so we'll see how that goes.
Didn't y'all draft Ronald Darby?
Yeah. So let's segue to this man, because I know he. Well, no. I'll let you go first, because he's in agony right now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm positive.
Raiders. I like what you did as far as free agent signings, but the offensive line situation really has me questioning what the hell is going on up over there because, we went from having one of the best offensive lines in football to still having one of the best offensive lines in football while most of these dudes were hurt or going through a COVID protocol. The Rodney Hudson situation, I get that he asked to be released. Understand we gotta let him go, but then we end up trading him, end up getting at least get a draft pick out of him. That's cool with me. We traded Trent Brown, which I figured that was gonna happen anyways, or we was gonna cut him. But the Gabe Jackson trade really surprised me, considering at that time we had just I think we had just got rid of Richie Incognito, but we ended up signing him back. So I'm cool with that. But overall, our offensive line is like a big question mark for me, and that's crazy because over the past like 3 or 4 years, that's been the most consistent thing on our team is our offensive line. So I don't know what's going on up over there. I feel as if we missed out on a couple of players as far as to upgrade our secondary. I feel like we should have at least tried to get one of these corners off the market. Even if you were to get Adoree Jackson, a lot of people don't consider Adoree Jackson a number one.
He's going to the Giants now.
Yeah, but I felt as if if we would have brought him in the mix with the young corners we have there, it probably would have been something. I think we should have went after what's his name from the Rams, John Johnson.
He's going to the Browns.
Well, yeah. Shout out to the Browns. The Browns been doing good this offseason.
By the way,
as well.
they just rated the Rams secondary for cornerbacks. They got John Johnson, and then they signed Troy Hill.
Yeah, most definitely to a secondary that was already good with Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams.
And they didn't even have Greedy Williams last year. That's the crazy part.
Yep. And they had Carl Joseph. He looked better than any year he did with the Raiders.
Ronnie Harrison, the safety they got from Jacksonville.
Yeah, so they got a secondary over there. They got a real good secondary.
So team signing secondary players, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Something the Raiders should be doing.
By the way, did you like that they restructured Mariota's contract?
Oh yeah.
So
but my thing is, okay, we restructured the contract. What are we gonna do with that money? That's where John Gruden and Mike Mayock, they're so confusing as far as like, I don't know what they're going to do. They're unpredictable. I don't know what they're going to do as far as what players to sign, who they going to draft, because obviously these are dudes that chose Cleveland Farrell over Devin White and and Josh Allen, the pass rusher.
okay, Mark. Have at it, man.
Emmanuel Sanders' signing wasn't bad.
It was a good signing.
I think it's a very good signing.
We'll see.
What about the punter?
Oh, that's a great. We won the Super Bowl because of that shit.
Y'all brought back Levi.
Yeah, and Mitchell Trubisky. We had a great offseason, I think. If you ask me, who can't win when you sign Mitchell Trubisky?
The Bears.
We already didn't have enough money. We didn't have a lot of money, but the money we did have, I give it. Levi. They said Levi turned down contracts because he wanted to stay in Buffalo. I don't think nobody wanted him. So we the only ones who wanted him. But then we don't have money. But then we signed Mitchell Trubisky. I don't know. I don't have any questions. I don't have any answers for that. But
Oh, yeah. John Brown went to his squad.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I have a. Wait, no, never mind. They weren't in the same draft. I'm tripping.
Who?
I'm about to say, wasn't Trubisky and
Trubisky was 2017.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Ooh.
And so we signed Trubisky, and then we signed a punter.
So
Then we signed a backup tight end.
Nick Foster asked, did y'all talk about the Giants moves? Well, obviously, Adoree
was a good. He only said because he's a Giants fan. But
Logan Ryan, and
Logan Ryan was that's whatever signing to me personally. But the signing that I like
was the receiver.
Well, yeah, it was Kenny Galladay. That was the signing. That and re-signing Leonard Williams. That was the two things that they did that was very smart.
Good job.
Hey, but on Buffalo, it was a gang of cornerbacks out there. You think they signed one of them?
They
got to come. Well, okay.
They must be from the somebody from the Raiders up over there doing that because we don't sign corners either.
Let's see. Okay, so let me see any more comments. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, do y'all think? Because that's it. Next was did we like they talk about the Giants moves? Well, let me check. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Thanks. And then
but the punter was the MVP. He go win MVP next year. Giants is trash is with.
B, what you think about your boys' moves?
Sorry.
Obviously, y'all signed Corey Lindsey, the center from the Packers.
That was a good signing. That was a very good signing.
So it seems like they're listening to the show. They're going to go get some more linemen.
I should have re-signed Hunter Henry. I don't get that.
Y'all signed Jared Cook. They signed Jared Cook to replace Hunter Henry.
Jared Cook is
Done.
garbage. Trash.
Hey, we signed Mitchell Trubisky.
I think that was a better signing than Jared Cook.
I don't.
Wow. This is awkward.
Jared Cook, please.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Just figure out what we're going to do at quarterback, George Payton.
I'm just happy that we
Y'all can have
signed.
Mitchell Trubisky.
No, I'm straight.
Oh.
I'm just happy
Cool.
that we finally.
Hey, you want Mitchell Trubisky?
No, hell no. Finally,
Hey,
that we
being
signed pass rushers.
Hey, Ben, how come we didn't get one? We need an edge rusher.
Y'all could have got Yannick Ngakoue. Y'all could have Solomon Thomas.
I've been wanting Yannick Ngakoue when he was in Minnesota. Or actually, when he left Jacksonville.
Yeah, he's very good.
I've been saying Buffalo should have signed him, but nah, don't worry about that. We can sign him punter.
Let's talk draft, gentlemen. Let's try to ease the tension in the room.
First day of free agency, we signed a punter.
Y'all gonna draft a punter?
Probably so. We draft the kicker. Why not? Number 1, first pick.
Not the Raiders.
All right. Mike Kuiper released his new mock draft this morning.
Stupid.
Let's start with the top 10, as always.
Have one good year, and all of a sudden now we don't need to do nothing. Nah, don't get better.
Bills Mafia market speaking for y'all.
Don't get better. Don't get better though.
Jacksonville, of course, Trevor Lawrence. Number 2, the Jets, Zach Wilson. Now, here's an interesting point. Corey Davis, of course, was signed with the Jets. He's under the impression Sam Darnold is going to be his quarterback week 1, and that was the reason why he partially signed with the Jets.
Let me tell you something, Corey Davis. You're dealing with a team who has the number 2 overall pick. Who you watch the mock draft as much as we do. It's pretty much showing that there's a 80% chance that the team that you just signed was gonna get a quarterback. So if you get upset about them drafting the quarterback and you want to go ahead and start complaining and everything, I'm not going to defend you at all because this is all your fault. Because you literally could have just went somewhere else. Because let's just be honest, everybody knows that there was a strong chance that the Jets may not keep Sam Darnold, and you signed over there betting on the fact that they are. That's just like with Adam Humphries. That's the reason why he didn't sign with the Patriots, because he didn't know if Tom Brady was going to stay up over there past that 1 year. So he just decided to go sign with Tennessee.
Number 3, we have a trade. Mel has the Carolina Panthers trading up to 3 from the Dolphins and taking Justin Fields.
So 3 straight quarterbacks?
Yeah. Make it 4, because at number 4, he has Atlanta taking Trey Lance.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that this quarterback class is as great as they're trying to make it seem. I think there's going to be like 2 very good quarterbacks and a bunch of average.
Number 5, he has the Bengals taking Kyle Pitts, the tight end from Florida. So you have
They should draft offensive lineman, but whoever draft Kyle Pitts is gonna have a good tight end for years.
Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, they should most definitely, like you said, they should most definitely draft offensive linemen. There's no way in the world that they should not get an offensive lineman.
Don't worry about it.
be crazy. Number 6, they have the Eagles taking Jamar Chase.
Buffalo go draft Kay Cunningham.
Number 7, he has the Lions taking Devontae Smith. Number 8, the Dolphins taking Jalen Waddle. So dang, that's what, 3 receivers in a row?
Wait.
So they got
Devontae Smith to the Lions?
Yeah.
So they got
I can see that.
They got 4 quarterbacks in a row and 3 receivers in a row.
No, they got the
with a T and with a T. I'm gonna say, be careful what I say.
With a what?
So a tight end and a receiver. Pause.
Because they went tight end, receiver. Pause. Number 9, he has my Broncos trading the number 9 pick to the Vikings.
You said a tight end turns at receiver?
No, he has them taking. No. Wow, you stop. He has the Vikings taking Penei Sewell, the offensive tackle, going to the Vikings.
That's who the Bengals better draft him.
They better get
Yeah,
him.
they need all the offensive line help they can get.
Yeah, you want Joe Burrow to have another torn ACL? Come on, son.
For real.
Don't wish that upon that man.
I don't. That's why I say draft O-lineman.
Yeah,
protect your investment.
They need offensive linemen bad.
Number 10, he has the Cowboys taking Patrick Surtain II. So let's go to our squads, Dale.
I wonder if Buffalo can trade Mitch Trubisky to the Bengals.
And number 13, B, he has your Chargers taking Rashawn Slater, the O-lineman from Northwestern.
Rashawn Salam.
Rest in peace. Then he has my Broncos at 14 taking Micah Parsons, the linebacker from Penn State. By the way, he has Mac Jones going 15 to the Patriots.
I can actually see that happening.
Me too.
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones. At number 7, Nick, he has your Raiders taking Jamin Davis, the linebacker from Kentucky. Never heard of him.
I'd rather get old boy from Notre Dame, the linebacker.
And then Mark, at number 30, he has your Buffalo Bills.
Eric Mobley.
No.
Oh.
Najee Harris. By the way, did you hear the story with Najee Harris? His flight was delayed in Dallas because of a thunderstorm. He drove 9 hours to Alabama, from Texas to Alabama, to be at Alabama's pro day today, and he wasn't even a part of it.
You can't support his teammates.
Yeah, he was just coming there just to support his teammates.
That's dope.
He drove 9 hours just to make sure.
And he made it on time.
That's dope.
So that's
That's what homies do.
Kaepernick drives that far to make the seem like he want to play in the NFL.
Ooh.
I'm with you, brother.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Basically should have just stayed home for that. They've got plenty of high school fields in what's it called in New York.
Yeah, for real.
By the way, we got another mock. Because all these drafts now, the mocks are out because obviously free agency is pretty much set. By the way,
Buffalo don't need a punter.
Or a backup
the
quarterback.
NFL announced yesterday the draft in Cleveland will have fans in attendance. Teams
Are they in Vegas?
They're in Cleveland.
Oh, I want to go to one. Last year was in Vegas, huh?
It'll be in Vegas next year.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Buffalo could be in the top pick after just signing Trubisky.
So I'm gonna do this first one. This is Lance Zerline. He's one of the draft analysts for NFL.com. He did a mock draft based off the first wave of free agency. So number 1, still Trevor Lawrence. Number 2, still Zach Wilson. Number 3, he has Jamar Chase going to the Dolphins. Number 4, he has the Panthers trading up with the Falcons and taking Trey Lance. Number 5, he has Penei Sewell going to the Bengals.
There you go.
Number 6, he has Kyle Pitts in Philly. 7, Devontae Smith in Detroit. 8, he has Patrick Surtain in Atlanta. And number 9, he has my Broncos taking Justin Fields. And number 10, he has Rashawn Slater going to the Cowboys. B, he has your Chargers taking Jalen Waddle. He has Mac Jones also going to the Patriots. Seeing the pattern there. Nicky has the Raiders taking Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from Notre Dame.
Yep.
And then he has Mark's Bills taking one of your Bulldogs, Joe. Mark Tyson Campbell. Come on, B. Come on, B. Come on, B. Come on, man. So that's his mock draft. I'm trying to Bucky Brooks' mock draft.
Who?
You gotta be careful with the names, saying people's names on this show, man. So there we go. Find it. But the NFL.
Caden Cunningham is who we getting. I think they think he Randall Cunningham.
Yeah. He was playing like Richie Cunningham on Sunday. Couldn't beat Oregon State.
Shout out to the Pac-12.
Yeah. So remember, here we go. Here's Bucky Brooks' mock draft. He still has Trevor Lawrence going. He has Penei Sewell going 2 to the Jets.
Ooh. Now, if that happens, that's gonna be crazy for the draft because I think that's gonna ruin a couple of teams' picks.
They might if they go keep
Sam Darnold. That's the way to go. I mean, they signed receivers over there, so.
And then he has Jamar Chase going 3 to the Dolphins. He has Zach Wilson going 4 to the Falcons. Rashawn Slater going 5 to the Bengals. He has. I'm gonna say this one more time. If the Philadelphia Eagles draft a quarterback, you deserve every bad thing that happens to you this upcoming season. Because he has them taking Justin Fields at 6.
How can we keep that same energy when Bill signed Trubisky?
Because number 1, Mitch Trubisky is not taking Josh Allen's job.
He shouldn't even have a job. But guess who gave him one?
If Geno Smith have a job, it's possible for anybody.
Yeah,
Well, Tyrod Taylor too, right?
he's in Texas. He's in Houston now.
He might be starting for him for the season.
He probably will. I keep telling y'all.
And not because of the trade.
Nah, yeah, for real.
Free hope Deshaun Watson. Please be clear. Please do not let these allegations be true, Deshaun. That's all I'm asking. For the Watson, I was gonna say free Deshaun Watson. No free Deshaun Watson. But do not let these allegations be true for the Watson brand.
Oh.
For the Watson brand. No,
Nah.
from the Watson brand.
I'm gonna
Please.
tell you off camera what he said. I don't want to you repeat that.
No. No, we ain't repeating that because that's not no.
No.
Please, for the Watson name, do not let these allegations be true, my brother. Number 7, he has Jalen Waddle going 7 to the Lions.
That was wild.
Number 8, he has Trey Lance. Yeah, what the heck was I thinking?
John, a wild boy.
Yeah. Number 8, he has the Panthers taking Trey Lance. Number 9, he has my Broncos taking Caleb Farley. By the way, he's not even gonna be at his pro day. He just had back surgery. Nah.
What happened to his back?
He had one of those micro surgery on the.
Oh,
I don't think it was a micro fracture. It was like a micro sec. Basically had like a scope.
oh, okay.
And then he had the Cowboys taking Elijah Vera Tucker at number 10. He found your replacement for Hunter Henry. He has y'all taking Kyle Pitts at 13.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
That'd be real dope if y'all can get him.
yeah. He might end up being better than Hunter Henry for y'all.
And then he has your Raiders still taking Jeremiah Owusu-Komora at 17.
So
By the way, he has Devontae Smith all the way down at 19 to the Washington football team. By the way, they're considering that as their name.
of course.
Wait, they're actually considering just keeping it the Washington football team?
Number 30, he has
Can they please sell that team?
the
Jesus.
Bills taking Washington
Jalen Suggs.
defensive back Elijah Molden. But here's an interesting one at 32. Tampa Bay taking Mac Jones. So technically, he's gonna be sitting there holding Tom Brady's clipboard for the next 5 years.
I wouldn't say 5.
I'll probably say like 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. I would say 3.
Well, he'll be under contract for 5 years because obviously your first round pick.
He's gonna take he's gonna have the Aaron Rodgers career.
Mm-hmm. I like how that turned off for Aaron Rodgers.
By the way, Aaron Rodgers said he wants a commitment. He wants to know from Green Bay if he's going to be back with the team for the long term.
No, he should go to San Francisco.
All I have to say is John Gruden.
He should go to San Francisco, honestly.
Oh, if he goes to if any good quarterback go to San Francisco, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. There's certain teams like even with the Rams, like getting Matthew Stafford, that's a big deal because we know how good of a coordinator Sean McVay is. And look what he did with a subpar quarterback like Jared Goff. So imagine what he could do with somebody who can actually throw the football.
Good point.
So it's the same thing with Shanahan. That's why I still don't know. I still somehow feel as if it may not happen this year, but somewhere I think Matt Ryan will end up playing for them again. I have a funny feeling about that. But yeah, if they end up getting Aaron Rodgers, oh man, it's gonna be ugly for the league.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real ugly. I can see that actually expanding his career.
Pro Football Focus did their mock, and they had Panay still going 3 to the Dolphins. I ain't gonna say 1 and 2 because y'all already know who that is. He has the Niners trading up to 4 to get Justin Fields. This is Pro Football Focus.
I don't think they really. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they should draft a quarterback. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, unless they feel as if there's a quarterback that's really gonna be like.
That's gonna put them over the top.
Yeah, just put y'all over the top.
Like
there's really no reason to do it.
Like if it was a Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson.
Yeah, one of those.
Aaron Rodgers.
By the way, and speaking of Deshaun Watson, the teams he said he wants to be traded to are the 49ers and the Broncos. George Payton, call every day.
I don't think he's making a phone call right now.
Well, when after these charges are clear, hopefully make the call. You should have been making the call even before the charges, but I digress. They have the Patriots trading up to 9 with my Broncos to take Mac Jones.
Before you continue, do you think that maybe, let's say for example, these everything goes the way of like he did do it, maybe the reason why they probably weren't able to make the trades anyways. Maybe teams already knew about it. You know, everybody in the NFL know what everybody else do.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't sure wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that situation is insane.
Devontae Smith to the Chargers. Nick, he has Micah Parsons going. Pro Football Focus has Micah Parsons going to your Raiders. Remember, they go based on analytics. And then, obviously,
Okay.
Mark, they have your Bills taking Landon Dickerson, the offensive lineman from Alabama.
You know something?
Alabama offensive linemen's gonna be bad though.
Yeah, but even like the guys that aren't too good that went there, they're still pretty
Good
good.
in the league, yeah.
Like Ryan Kelly, he's not like a super good offensive lineman, but he's most definitely
He's really solid.
yes, most definitely. DJ Fluker, he's pretty good.
And our last mock draft we're going to discuss will be from Athletic. He has my Broncos going up to 3 to take Trey Lance.
I don't see
From
why.
Athletic.
I don't see why y'all would do that. Y'all better off just staying where y'all at.
Penei Sewell still – okay, that's pretty much – I'm not going through all because they're pretty much the same frame by now. We're trying to see if there's anything that stands out different. But I don't see our guys trading up all the way to 3 to get.
It's the same thing for y'all I say about when they said with San Francisco moving up to get a quarterback. There's no reason to do it unless you know, I understand like how you may feel about like how they may feel about Drew Lock, but unless it's somebody that's like significantly way better than him, you can always wait because you know the Broncos may one of those teams where they may be better by getting a veteran quarterback instead of getting a rookie.
Yeah, like Deshaun Watson. Hopefully he clears these charges. They have y'all Raiders taking Tevin Jenkins, the tackle from Oklahoma State.
I don't think we should draft an offensive lineman in the first round. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think shout out to Tom Cable. I think our offensive line group is good enough to where we can just we just grab somebody from a practice squad or something, and then Tom Cable coach them right on up, and they end up being very productive for us. It happened last year.
Mark, they actually have your Bills trading out of the first round to the Bears, so the Bears can take Mac Jones at 30. He has y'all trading out to trading to 52 in the second round. So, and y'all take Creed Humphrey, the offensive lineman from Oklahoma, in the second round.
Oh, we good there. Clearly. Hey, Jonathan, remember that one year? Who y'all signed first? Was it Lou Aldane?
Timothy Mozgov.
Timothy Miles.
Yeah, y'all, you know how y'all signed them at like 12-1? That's how Buffalo did their punter.
That was I remember I think I was at Beef In House when that happened.
Shout out to Big Fans.
Yeah. And the first thing they said, Lakers signed, because it was breaking news, Lakers signed. I'm like, oh, shoot, man, they just signed somebody.
Let me tell you what I was doing. I was in the car on my way to I was taking my godson home, and I was driving down Manchester, and I had the Yahoo free agency special on my phone, and I was listening to it in the car. And I was listening to Woj just while he was still at Yahoo. They were saying that the Lakers are in talks with Lou Aldang. I was like, talks for what? And at 9:01, they signed Lou Aldang to 4 years, $64 million. I'm like,
Timothy Miles, God.
so I wake up 2 days later to go to the laundromat. Me and Sophie's mom going to the laundromat. And then that's when I found out the news. They signed Lou Aldang to 4 years, $72 million. So he spent $136 million on Timothy Mozgov and Lou Aldang.
And it's not even like Chicago Lou Aldang. If this been like Chicago Lou Aldang, I'd be like,
This is
I still wouldn't have paid that much, but it would have been more so understandable.
This was Tom Thibodeau and Lou Aldang.
Yeah, it's that ain't gonna work.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was insane.
As soon as B and Ready walks back in the studio, we're gonna do some calling out names, and then we gotta celebrate. We can start the celebration now until B gets back. 26 years ago. I was not say 27 years ago. I'm sorry. 27-year anniversary yesterday of one of my favorite basketball movies, one of the best basketball movies. So it could B's here, so we're gonna celebrate that. That's gonna be in our main event. So make sure y'all joining us for the main event. We're gonna celebrate a classic sports hood movie. But as we do every week, there's a segment that is always imitated. It's never duplicated. We have to celebrate those who say smart things. We have to call those out who say dumb things. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another edition, the 41st edition of Calling Out Names. Episode 41 edition, ladies and gentlemen. and I will lead it off. Because shockingly, I only have 2 people to call, and I'm calling them out for the same thing. And I love these guys. So I listen to them all the time on the radio. I love Michael Thompson. I love Alan Sliwa. But, man, I have to call you guys out. We were on the air last week, and we talked about the news of LeBron James and Maverick Carter buying ownership stake into the Boston Red Sox. And the first thing that Michael Thompson and Alan Sliwa focused on was, how can he buy ownership in Boston? Let me be clear. This is bigger than sports. They are the first 2 black people to have ownership in Fenway Sports. Period. LeBron is strategic, and this is big. This is a big move. And this is a move for him because he knows he wants to be an owner. He's even said it. He said it. I eventually want to own my own sports franchise. So now you get with obviously, and Nick pointed this out, these are guys who are associated with Liverpool, where LeBron owns an ownership stake in that team as well. So it only made sense. I'm not focusing on the sports thing. We already know how I feel about Boston. But the fact a black man owns a sports team in Boston is bigger than Red Sox, Yankees, Lakers, Celtics. And I love you, Michael Thompson, Alan Sliwa, but you missed you totally missed.
Are you kidding me?
You totally missed the point.
That's dumb. First and foremost, like that the whole how could you buy a team in Boston? If you want to go like off the straight sports aspect of it, LeBron's not a Laker by heart. He's only been here. This is his 2nd year there.
3rd year now.
Yeah, 3rd year. This 3rd year up over there. You know, it's not like it's a Kobe or a Shaq or a Magic or somebody over there doing it. And even then, who cares if it was? Like you said, all that matters is that we finally have they finally letting these the minorities in the baseball some way somehow, even if it's something like that.
That and in one of the most racist cities in America.
Oh man,
Go watch that Lakers Celtics documentary.
right after Utah.
So how can I, like, Jackie McMullen was doing the Magic Bird documentary. She said that she asked a black person, like, you going for the Celtics? Like, she was like, and the dude was like, how the heck can I go for those white boys? That was a brother in Boston. He's like, I ain't going for the Celtics.
They probably hung him after that.
I hope he's still with us.
Are you kidding me?
So, because I know, we just talk. It's Boston, man. Anything happen in Boston, man. So,
Yeah. Any place associated with baked beans, that's where it goes.
Nick, who you got?
I most definitely calling out Draymond Green.
Oh, that was mine, but we can all do it.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
This idiot.
Draymond Green said that he is the best defender in the history of basketball.
Are you
I think he left out some
kidding
words.
me?
He meant in like playing 2K.
No, I think he meant he might be the best defender that came out of Michigan State.
Or Saginaw, or Saginaw, or Flint, or wherever part of Michigan he's from. Well, I know he didn't mean the entire NBA.
Because I can at the very least probably name at least 20 to 30 that's for sure better than him.
Yeah, one pointed himself out. So Tony Allen said, "You're not better than me."
And he has a point.
He's not better than Tony Allen on defense. He's not better than Ron Artest on defense.
That's another one.
He's not better than Kobe on defense. He's not better than Jordan on defense. He's not better than Pippen on defense.
He's not better than LeBron on defense.
He's sure not. He's for sure. I already said Meta,
Scotty,
right?
yeah, you said Scotty.
Yeah, he's not better than him.
Not better than Dennis Rodman.
He ain't better than Bruce Bowen. Bruce Bowen was cold on defense.
Elijah one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, come on. Ben Wallace,
Mutombo.
Dwight.
Oh, stuff running in my mouth.
Nah,
X-Man was more of a bruiser. He was more physical. Pause.
he ain't better than Gary Payton on defense.
How did we even miss that? That was obvious.
Ain't better than Jason Kidd on defense.
Mark, this was your topic for calling out names, bro. Speak on it.
I don't know what. I mean, I feel a lot of times that Draymond want to give himself the credit that a lot of people don't give him because a lot of people underestimate what Draymond brings to the team. But
Yeah.
you don't have to do it this way. Like this right here, we know you are a really good defender. We know that that's one of the assets that you bring to the Golden State Warriors is your defense. But you're not even the best defensive player in the league now. How and when in life were you ever the best defender ever?
Yeah, for real. That doesn't make no sense. I can even like
You're not even the best defensive player on the Clutch Sports on Clutch Sports.
That's what I'm saying. Like even today,
He's not better than Anthony Davis.
He's not better than Kawhi.
He's not better than LeBron.
He's not better than Paul
10
George.
minutes?
Is he better than Paul George on defense?
No.
I don't know. When Paul George
If Paul George is focused, he's a good defender.
I don't know. I know. Every time Dallas play against the Clippers, they love when Paul George get on Luka. Because Luka eats Paul George.
I don't like when the Clippers play against Dallas because they remind me of like you remember how Portland used to play against the Lakers.
Don't remind me, you still do.
Yeah, like it's just one of those like they're a very annoying team. For some reason they really like beating the Clippers. They feel as if they have some type of some type of step on them. Even though they lost the last time we played against them.
You got anybody else calling on names?
Oh yeah, I'm calling out Mike Mayock.
Oh boy.
Mike Mayock, you being called out because the draft is coming up. You're supposed to be the draft expert. And I'm gonna be honest with you, your drafts so far have been average at best. You have still yet to draft a Pro Bowl player. You have still yet to draft a player who's really, in all actuality, like outside of Max Crosby, that really has made like a big impact on our team to take us to the next step. So you need to figure out what's going on up over there, because I'm not even about to even say what you're known for at these draft things. But you know he has a tendency of saying stuff that you better say about a grown man. But yeah, he's that guy. He's the dude that always complimenting dude's legs and all that up over there at the draft. That's what he's known for doing.
I know the comment.
Yeah, I ain't about to say what he said.
Oh, I forgot this one.
What's that?
Magic Johnson.
Oh yeah, Magic.
Nah. Magic Johnson made a comment this morning on First Take. He said that Lonzo Ball has the highest basketball IQ in basketball.
All right. Hey, wrap it up.
All right, so look.
No. End the show.
All right, so you mean to tell me
Bye, guys. See you next week.
he has a better basketball IQ?
And I love Magic.
I'm at the very least. Not at the very least. He doesn't even have a better basketball IQ than Rondo.
Rondo has a very high basketball IQ.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm talking about like as far. I'm not naming like superstars with high basketball IQ.
Did Chris Paul retire?
Nope.
Hey, LeBron still playing?
Yep. Steph Curry is too. So is Ricky Rubio has a very high basketball IQ. I can name a few players. I mean, look at Joker. Joker got a high basketball IQ.
You know who got a low basketball IQ?
Brandon Ingram.
J.R. Smith.
That's because all he does is one thing.
Drink Hennessy.
And fight kids on bikes. Who try to that video on YouTube on TMZ when
No, that kid hit his car.
Yeah.
He got paused.
Yeah,
Whoa.
he
He got what he deserved coming.
I'm glad you didn't say what you was about to say. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, Magic tripping. You
Magic.
said Lonzo had the best?
had the highest basketball IQ in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, Lonzo has a very high basketball IQ. I'm not saying that he doesn't.
No,
but,
he does.
He
does.
And he actually has a very high basketball IQ for somebody that's his age.
Forgive Magic. He's endorsing CBD products now.
Hold on, man.
Nothing against it, but no waking baby before you go on First Take. 27 years ago today, gentlemen, and that's calling out names. Great movie. One of my favorites was released. One of our favorites. Above the Rim.
Hey, y'all like Cinnabons? Sorry.
27 years ago, yesterday was the 27-year anniversary of the release of Above the Rim. It's one of the best movies. I think obviously Dwayne Martin, Tupac, Leon, Marlon Wayans, obviously Tom Shepard, Nutso, Kyle, Birdie, Wood Harris from the Wire, Motal. It was just one of the best movies, probably the dopest soundtrack ever. won the Source Award for the best soundtrack.
Pour out a little liquor.
That song alone.
It was a
Holla If You Hear Me was on there.
There was a clip in that movie. In that movie, when they was playing a basketball court, and the dude threw it to himself. I don't know if anybody
Yeah, I saw that.
seen that.
Yeah, I still don't. And honestly, I didn't notice it until someone posted it on social media.
I think I posted it.
I'm
up.
like 52 through the long distance pass, but then he caught it himself and did the 360. I'm like, man, that's crazy. But that movie was real because obviously there's a lot of stuff in there that you see in NCAA and AEU with money exchanging hands. Yeah, Pee Wee Kirkland was a scout from Georgetown. It was just a tough movie, and that soundtrack alone, like I said.
What's the best song on that soundtrack?
The song, what's the Dog Pound song with Corrupt?
Yeah, he's about
Huh?
You talking about Big Pimpin'?
Big
Yeah.
Pimpin', Big
Yes.
Pimpin', Big Pimpin' is dope.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Big Pimpin' might be. If it's not number one, it's for sure like
That or
2 or 3 at the very least.
yes,
Mm.
because that was the first song when you hear the movie. Obviously, the scene after Nutso falls off the roof and Shepard wakes up out of the nightmare, and it goes right to Pain, and you hear the credits. You never take me alive. I was like, man, what was Tupac thinking when he wrote this song?
I don't know.
It was crazy. It was a great song. Obviously,
Didn't mean to turn you on. No, I'm just playing.
Take Me Alive. Whoa. They never take me alive, this boy.
That's the name of the song.
He said, "You'll never take me alive at this point."
The guys are crazy. Stop it.
Show over.
Coming up next week on Sports for You.
But for me, it's probably either the Dog Pound song, Regulate, or Pour Out a Little Liquor.
How did I forget Regulate? And that was like obviously the biggest song, pause, on, because obviously that was Warren G's obviously #1 song. It was the debut. That's the first song. That's crazy.
Pour Out
And
a Little Liquor.
they didn't play it till the end of in the trip. Martyrs, they didn't play the song until the end of the movie. Regulate. After the scene when Kyle hits the jumper, hits the game-winning jump shot. R.P. John Thompson. Georgetown.
I'm about to watch that tomorrow.
I ain't gonna watch it tonight.
Is that Dwayne Martin best movie? Or best thing he been on?
Movie, definitely. I mean, it was either that or, I mean, he did All of Us, I mean, which basically was about Will Smith's first marriage, how Will Smith went from his first marriage to marrying Jada. All of Us
It
with
had,
him.
It had Lisa Ray on
With
there.
Lisa Ray, who played his ex-wife. And Elise Neal from the Hughleys was on it, was his girlfriend.
Oh, is that what that show?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that was Will Smith's show.
Will Smith had said the show was based on the situation he went through when he went through his first marriage to when he was marrying Jada. So, I think that was a good, but yeah, that's probably one of his best movie.
But yeah, I forgot. Shout out to Regulators. I think that was Nate Dogg's first song.
R.I.P. Nate Dogg. So, the anniversary of his passing. So, next week we're going to recap the Elite Eight. We'll preview the Final Four, recap the trade deadline. What's up?
What?
What on who?
He wasn't on the Chronic. But I think, like, as far as the official, like him being officially on the song, I think the Regulate was his first song.
Well, Regulate was definitely his first single.
I think that was the first single.
I can't remember any song if he was on the Chronic. I have to look that up at the show. But next week we're gonna talk about the Final Four. We're gonna talk about the trade deadline, buyout market. Obviously, we also gonna look more into the NFL draft. What's up?
You're right. He was in the background on the did some background vocals on the Chronic. He most definitely did that.
Yeah. So that's what we'll talk about next week. It was a great show. Glad I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure you hit the share button, hit the like button on Facebook and on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Sports For You Podcast, Townhouse Media Now. Like on Facebook, Sports For You, Townhouse Media. Download wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeart, Google, Amazon Music, Stitcher, or Verbal. Of course, subscribe to Townhouse Media on YouTube and everything. So we'll recap next week's Final Four and all that. And just stay tuned. Keep following us on social media. Make sure you tune in to all of the Townhouse Media family. No Rules tomorrow. too much game. Shout out to Dolly. He's not on this 10-day contract with the Timberwolves. So shout out. But we'll see y'all next week. Be safe. Enjoy the sports. Peace.